The Department of Science and Innovation and its partners hosted the first open dialogue on the establishment of MNRA Technology Transfer Hub, set to transfer knowledge to African manufacturers on how to make MNRA vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. The multi-stakeholder event was held under the theme Strengthening Africa's Vaccine Manufacturing Capacity through the South African MNRA Technology Transfer Hub.
I'd really like to echo, what the other speakers have said, and I think I'd like to just start, before I really talk about, what a spoke is or what a spoke would do. I'd like to firstly start by, the old saying about how do you eat an elephant, and you'll know that the typical response is to say that you need to take one bite at a time, which I think is true. So when you look at a pandemic, or you look at vaccine manufacturing or vaccine development, is really tackling, a big elephant. And but I'd like to add one more statement in terms of saying taking one bite at a time. And I say that you can also tackle it in multiple forms. So you can take a bite at the head, or you can take a bite at the toe, in order for one to be able to eat the elephant. So by that, what do I mean? So in tackling vaccine manufacturing capability on the continent, or tackling the likes of pandemic, so we can start either in the research side and say, okay, this is how we are going to tackle a pandemic or a disease. Or we can also start on the manufacturing side. And for me, those are really more complementary. They actually don't compete. So what we've seen, and certainly for us as BioVac, is that we are a manufacturer, and as many of you know, that in terms of pandemic response, we have a partnership with Pfizer, who have a commercialized product that is being distributed multiple doses globally. But we're also part of the hub, which is an important part. So essentially, which also allows us to be able to receive the technology that Afrigen and other partners would have developed, and for us to take it forward. So by that, the consortium is actually very complementary, where you have the upstream side that will do the hardcore science research, take it towards clinical development, and then BioVac, and then the baton will be handed over to a manufacturer like BioVac as the first spoke, that can then take it forward. And we will utilize the experience, and I'd like to maybe say the scars that we show in terms of developing vaccine manufacturing capability. Vaccine manufacturing capability, and I'm hoping that I'm talking to a lot of people who are converted, is a tough, long game that to some extent can be depressing if you want to be pessimistic. Fortunately, some of us enjoy the pain that actually is there in terms of developing vaccine manufacture, because the public health benefit is really what is our North Star. And so in our experience that we've had with pediatric vaccines in terms of doing full finish, and now we'll be working with Pfizer, all of that experience and years of experience puts us, as a spoke, in a very fertile environment where we can be able to receive the technology that is currently being developed and take it further in terms of taking it into routine good manufacturing practice. So what is the difference between, let's say, what Afrigen will be doing and what BioVac will be doing? So at the moment, a lot of the work is still being done at Afrigen, but by the time it comes to BioVac, we'll need to show the regulator that we can manufacture, well, firstly, that the product can be scaled up, that we can manufacture consistently, that we can interact with the regulator, and also be able to internationalize the product and go through WHO, PQ, and all other regulatory systems. And that is what a spoke would really need to be doing. And I'm only talking from a BioVac perspective, but these are general concepts that as the hub identifies other spoke, this is what we need to be. It would need to be, companies and organizations that would really be able to, take on the baton and really be able to take the product and upscale it and really take it and commercialize it and make use of the technology even beyond the immediate SARS-CoV-2 target. So essentially, you know, that's what BioVac will be. We will be a spoke as the manufacturing commences at Affigen. What it will also allow us, and again, that's why I'm saying that, you know, you tackle an elephant from different angles and you can have very different bites in terms of doing it. This will also allow us to get into drug substance. And there are many ways of, as I say, manufacturing. So you can get a tech transfer in terms of fill finish. You can also get a tech transfer in terms of a ready-made drug substance. That's another avenue that you can. But also you can go through the route where you get a pipeline from a development. And so there are very many ways of developing capacity that will be long-lasting. And that is essentially the role that BioVac will play. And we hope that we will utilize the experience that we have in terms of commercial manufacture under GMP and working with regulators, working with the markets, working with customers like public stakeholder customers. And we're looking forward to working with the African Union and African CDC and anywhere else where the product will be needed once it's commercial.